Hi, welcome back. This is Amy with Highfield Farms. I am a cut flower farmer in Southeast Michigan, and it is February 8th today, and we are under a small blanket of snow. Nothing too wild. I'm actually looking out the window right in front of me here. Nothing too wild, but certainly no snow or no flower growing happening today. But we are going to be starting some flower seeds, and I got my order yesterday. It came in the mail. I ordered it back in December, and so it's been quite a wait for it to get here, but here we are. So for the first time in my life, I'm going to be growing Lisianthus. Lisianthus is the slowest flower, the slowest germinating, slowest growing, well, maybe not slowest germinating, but slowest growing flower that I've ever grown. And I don't know if it's going to work. I'm giving it my best. So I did order one packet of Lisianthus from Johnny's when I knew that my Geo order that I got yesterday, that order was going to be delayed by quite a bit. So I got that, and I seeded those seeds. I seeded on January 20th. January 20th, and they were Voyage to Pink. And I'm in a Facebook group on Facebook called Lisianthus Seed Starters. It's an awesome group. If you're interested in growing Lisianthus from seeds, I highly recommend you look. They have tons of information, and it is super helpful. So, where was I? Anyway, I got the seeds from Johnny's, and I seeded them the 20th, and it took about 9 days before I saw germination, which I thought was really good, because some people were saying, from the Lisianthus Facebook page, saying that the pink ones were taking longer to germinate than other ones, but I think 9 days is pretty good. So they're in my under lights right now, and they're small, super small, but I wanted to show the process of what I do to get these things going, so you can see at least what is so far working for me. I've got to get these things alive from now until May, essentially, when I get them in the ground. So a lot can go wrong in that time. So hopefully I don't kill them in the meantime, and you can watch the process. Okay, I am going to get you guys moved so you can see my work surface, and then we'll get started. So here we are at my workbench, and the first thing that we're going to need is to get some seed starting mix moistened to get ready for planting. And I have here, if you can see it, I have it's like a Rubbermaid tub that I use for mixing the seed starting mix, and we'll need the mix and some water. So I'm going to go get that stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the soil mix into the bin, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this without creating a gigantic mess. So, but this is what we're going to do. Okay. So now to this, I'm probably going to have to add, I'm guessing, at least a gallon of water, and we'll see how close I am. So I'm just going to add in the gallon of water. I might leave a little out, and just so I can stir it and see, only about a half right now, and see where it is and how moist the dirt looks. Okay, let me slide. Can you see this okay? Don't know if that's any better. Whoops. Oh gosh. Okay, so I have this massive spoon that I use for stirring. Keeps the dirt from under my fingernails for at least a little while. Inevitably, they'll probably get dirty. So this, I just stir it up until it looks, or at least until I don't see any more like water in the bottom, and I think I'm going to have to add for sure more, because this water has already been soaked in, and it's not all wet yet. Okay, so there's a gallon of water. And just stir it up. Alright, that's looking pretty good. There's a few dry spots in it still, but it'll work for what we're doing. The water, the moisture content will disperse out amongst all of it as we go, and I'm going to be moving it into cell trays, and it'll still get mixed more and more. But that looks actually pretty doggone good. So now what I like to do, I'm going to move this off on the way for a minute. I bought this at Lowe's. It's like a mixing tray for concrete. It's a small mix. I think it was a small, they have a bigger one. This was the smaller size. I think it was like 15 bucks, and it's been great. It's been great to keep the dirt mess contained. So now I just need to get a tray and then a cell flat to put the dirt in. Okay, so I have this is a 200 cell propagation tray, and I have this is a white shallow tray, and these fit in the shallow trays really, really well. Okay, there's that. I'm gonna get this dirt back up here. Okay, cool. And for this I will put on my, I can't see me very well, sorry guys. I'll put gloves on for this job because it's kind of messy. Okay. So I'll just grab a wad of dirt and I just kind of like push it around. And there's some rock or some twigs. I just move those out of the way. Just keep putting the dirt in until I think I've got all the cells pretty well full. The edges usually are a little they don't compress as well as the center. The center usually gets pretty compressed from having dirt put on it over and over and over. So I usually try to make sure that I get to the edges pretty well. And I think that's good. So I'll just kind of get this loose bits off the top. And this tray is ready. That'll be good. Okay. I'll put this over here. I'm going to do another one. Okay, that is I actually got one more tray done. I did that off camera just because I think you guys got the gist of it. So all this stuff in here, this is what would have made a gigantic mess on my table. And so then this is easy. I can just get this back into my bin and use it for another planting. And we'll see. I don't know if I need to do more than 3 trays. We'll see. Okay, so I moved you guys so you'll be right in front of what I'm doing, so hopefully you'll be able to see it, because before I think my hand would have been in the way. So let me move this down so you can see the tray. All right, yeah, I think this is pretty good, yeah. Okay, so what I do is I use a toothpick, and I actually use an old cap from a milk carton, and I just have a spray bottle here, and I will spray. There's kind of some dirt on it right now, but get that out. I will just spray a couple sprays so there's just a little pool of water in there, and then I'm just set that to the side. Oh, you can't. Oh, this is all reversed. I'll just set it to the side, and then I have my first packet of Lizzie's. These are Arena Purple. And Lisianthus almost, I mean, I've never seen them not come pelleted, so I'm expecting some pelleted seeds here. Yep. 100, there's 100 seeds here. So this should be enough to fill half my tray, and then I'll use another color for the other half of the tray. And it'll probably be all right. And then, oh, my other little thing that I use is, so this is a lid off of a ricotta cheese container. And I use this to put the seeds in so it's easier to pick up. So there's the seeds. And I'll just set them over here to the side as well. Oh, they're kind of off. I don't know if you can see them. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll take my toothpick and I will dip it in the water, and then I will just touch one of the Lisianthus seeds, and then it's sticking to the end of the toothpick. I'm sure you can't see it, but you'll just have to trust me. It is sticking to the toothpick, and then I'll do this in the middle so you can see. I'll just touch it to the soil, and with the soil being wet, it just sucks it down onto the soil. And that is how I pick up every single one. And I kind of like to push them, not under, because Lisianthus need light to germinate, but I just want to make sure they've got good soil contact, because that's what's going to make the pellet dissolve, is the moisture from the soil. So I want to really make sure that they're not too high and not going to be getting enough to dissolve. And I will just go through this for every single cell, making sure that I get them in the middle. And that's really it. It's pretty easy. It does take some time, but if you love growing flowers, then it's really not that big of a deal. You just love it. And that's it. And I'll continue this until this 100 is seeded. I know there are faster ways to do this. I know there's like suction things. I don't know. There's contraptions that you can use. I came on this on my own. Like, I didn't have anybody tell me to do it this way. I just thought, oh, I'm going to use a toothpick. And then, I started watching videos of people trying to see how, best practices and things like that. And sure enough, they were using toothpicks. Like some of them, lick the toothpick, and I don't do that. I just use I used to spray the water right on my work table, and then one day I was cleaning up a milk carton so I could recycle it, and I was like, oh, I could use this lid just to hold a little bit of water. And so that's what I've been doing ever since, and it works great. Okay, so I have all 100 cells, just this half of the tray, seeded, and then I use these little plastic seed tags, I guess I'd call them, and I'm going to write the name on here, and this was, let me find it again, it was Arena Purple, and we'll have this labeled so I know what it's supposed to be. Okay, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so this is the start. I'm going to just move my little seed a little bit so it's not too close to that tag. Alright, next packet, and then the other side. Whoops, the other side of the tray. Okay, I have this whole tray now seeded, and then what I do is I've got a water bottle, and I will actually mist the top of this pretty well. What I'm trying to do is just get the seed to seat in as well as it can, give it a little extra water to help it dissolve, and then I will put this, I'll show you where I'm going to put it, because it's in a different spot than right here, obviously. And Lisianthus needs light to germinate. I think I said that before. It does need light, and quite a bit of moisture, I guess. This is what I'm getting from my Facebook group people, and so far they've not steered me wrong. So okay, so that's probably good enough. And then I will show you where I put this. Okay, so now that those are all seeded, this is where I put any of my seeds really to germinate. It's a portable greenhouse. I'm sure I got it on Amazon. This particular one has 2 shelves, and I can get only 8 trays in here right now. So I will take you inside. And you can see, I'll show you my Lisianthus that are already seeded. And you can see the tiny little babies poking up. Probably need to give this a little bit of water. So, but anyway, this is where, so I had a thermometer in here, and it was 72 degrees inside this building. Outside of it, in the main part of my basement, it is 68 degrees. So having the lights on in here, and they're just LED lights, will provide, well, 4 degrees of extra heat. And that's pretty much perfect for the Lisianthus. So let me get the tray. Okay, so on top of the tray, I'm going to be putting a plastic dome. And this is a humidity dome to keep the moisture inside, so those seeds really, oh, this is hard to do with one hand. These seeds get the most consistent moisture that we can. So, oh my gosh, I'm terrible. Okay, there you can see it now. So anyway, there is the humidity dome on top of the seedlings, and the light is just a little bit, that's probably about 2.5 inches above the top of the humidity dome. And they don't get hot at all because they're LEDs, so I can like touch them. They've been on all day, and it's probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. So, and these lights will be on for 16 hours a day. So there is a dark period. You don't want them on all the time. So, but one last step is we're going to water these. So what I use to water is I have this little baby watering can, and it works great for watering all my cell flats, plug flats. And it's just easy to carry, it's not heavy, and I think it holds like a quart of water. So I have to refill it a lot, but it works great. So what I will do, again, one-handed, put this down for a second. So I'll just lift the cell tray up a little bit. If you can see it, it's super, I know it's hard to see because of the darkness, but there you can see. And I will just put the water in the solid tray underneath the plugs. So hold on. And I'll just pour about half of this, so probably about 2 cups of water into the tray. And then the soil will wick it up into the flats, and the whole dome will start to get droplets of water on it as the humidity, increases inside the tray. And that should be good to get these guys going. So that's it. That is what I do. I'll come down, and of course I check them because I have to check them just because I'm concerned about my babies. But I'll do this for every tray, and a lot of my seeding is done the exact same way. I've got a few that are different, but other than that, this is how I do it. So that about does it, really. I didn't time myself to know how long it took me to do that. I don't know, probably from start to finish, 20 minutes, maybe. It takes a while to do all those little seeds. But I do that for everything, and, well, not everything, and I'll show you the stuff I do differently. But that's it for Lisianthus. I've got a few more trays to go, but you've already seen it once, so no big deal anymore. So I really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video.